Taznic Gaming VR said, "Woohoo, it's time." Taznic Gaming VR said, "Hey, it's me, haha."
Hey everybody! Good evening.
Hello.
How are we all? Welcome along. A little bit late, apologies. We had some sound issues once again.
Oh, my bad.
My bad. But it's all good now, hopefully. Everybody can hear me. Welcome to episode 3 of InQuest VR. And today, as you can see, unfortunately there's only 2 of us. Scottish is...
I'm here.
Scottish
I'm
is
here,
still
everybody.
a massive part of InQuest VR. Yeah, I hope you'll see him in the texting. He's got a few codes to give away and he's running about in the background. And he's going to be popping in from time to time to join us on the live streams. Obviously, as we know, we all work. And we've all got sort of different lives. So for us all to get together at certain times of... you know, it's difficult, which is the reason why it's taken so long between the third one to get to where we are now. We were hoping that Bubble was going to join us. Unfortunately, if you've been following Bubble on his little Discords and things like that, you would have probably seen that he's had some bad luck. And he will be back streaming, but he was going to join us today. And unfortunately, yes, he had some issues with his computer, which he's still working on now. Good luck, Bubble. Hope he sorted it out. But he has made a VR recommendation this week, which we'll talk about a bit later. And he's given me a little bit of spiel that he would like to say about the game. So we'll do that, and we'll show a trailer for the game later. So moving on, what is InQuest VR? Well, as you can see, we're within a game on the Oculus Quest, which is probably the worst thing we could have done for streaming, I reckon. Because every time we come in to do a live stream, we have sound issues or something. No matter how much we sort of rehearse in the week, when it comes to the day, something goes wrong. It's always the updates or something. So fingers crossed, everything will be good, and it'll be smooth sailing from now on. Anyway,
The Scottish Gamer VR
hey Scottish, how are you?
said, "Good evening, everyone."
Hey Scotty, Scotty's in the chat. So yes, the person in front of me is not guest. It is Taznic Gaming. He forgot to change his name before he came in the room, and I am Midlife Gamist.
Nick
Hey Nick,
said,
hello Nick, how are you?
"Good evening, midlife."
Hey Nick, Nick's keeping
Taznic Gaming VR
Look this way, man.
said, "Hey, Scott."
Yes, so we
Nick
are within
said,
a little game.
"Good morning, Taz."
Good morning, Taz.
Neil
Would you
Mack
like a cup of tea, Taz?
said, "Evening all." Taznic Gaming VR
Stop, Joe.
said, Hey Bubba.
I'm going to turn the sound down a bit.
The Scottish Gamer VR said,
I just got to chat.
who's ready for their first
Oi!
PS4 game
Taz!
of the evening?
Pay attention, Taz. Pay attention. Now, don't make me come over there. Anyway, so we are within a game called Sweet Escape, which is a side quest game, and if you like things like To the Top,
Nick
it is very much like To the
said,
Top, where you're climbing
LOL.
over items and you're racing to get to an end goal. It's absolutely fantastic. Taz is exercise. I don't know what Taz is doing there on a marshmallow. He's roasting a marshmallow. But yeah, you climb over, and rather than it was a more industrial sort of modern arenas that you were in To the Top. This one, as you can see, is a more fun appearance, and you've got sort of candy canes and biscuits and things to climb over. It's absolutely fantastic. Myself and Scotty have done a live stream where we did a bit of multiplayer, and it was brilliant fun. Have you played it much, Taz? You had much chance to play it at all?
I've had a quick pull of on and not tried the multiplayer, but this is all new to me. But it's pretty decent. I'm pretty good. I fall a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's all powered force.
That's one of the things. A bit like To the Top. I find I find I take a lot of risks on some of the leaps and things like that, which end up costing me. Yeah. But it's fantastic. It is.
The Scottish Gamer
It's a
VR
brilliant game. $9.99
said,
by Reality Smash.
here you go guys, 1,2,3, 5XKJT7 NHQLD3.
I'm going to.
Definitely
Scotty's dropping the codes in the chat. I'm going to turn them down a bit.
Well done, Scotty.
Yeah, nice one, Scott. So it is time for.
What have you been playing, dude?
What you been playing, dude? So Tazzy, it's been nearly a month since our last sort of get together. What have you been playing? What games have you been?
Oh, I've been playing quite a lot of stuff.
Go on.
And let's start with some VR. Now, a lot of you guys would have heard that this is a new game that's been released on Steam, on PC VR. I'm getting quite big into the PC VR side of things as well.
You are our PC streamer.
This one here, I am. Yeah, this one here has the snowboard and the skiing on a downhill slope. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. You actually have to make the stance of being on a snowboard, so you sort of stand side on in VR with your controller like sort of near your hips, one in front. Yeah, so where's my hands? I've got my hands.
I wondered what your hands were doing.
You get your feet
He's
like
a lazy
that,
streamer.
Say I'm stood up like
Yeah.
this, I'm getting a bit taller now, but say I stand like this,
Yeah.
I can get the stand and I can get it in front of me at my hip level, and this other one's sort of at the back.
Yeah.
And then if I want to, I can actually spin around like this to stop. I can actually spin my
Yeah.
body to slow down and stop on the snowboard. But also you can lean as well,
Yeah.
backwards and forwards. I don't know what that looks like. Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
So I can lean on the snowboard
Yeah.
and get the turns for when you're going down the hill.
Yeah.
And I tell you, the sense of speed that game offers,
Yeah.
and the tracks on offer and everything are absolutely fantastic. I'm actually at a castle. I call it a castle. I don't know what it is, but a castle, I call it. I've unlocked, and I think it's a Khyber something rather than it's called or something.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely fantastic. Look, you're actually going through a castle and dodging everything for things that can throw at you.
So
There's trees, rocks.
Yeah, one of the things, because I've played Slopey, and one of the things with Slopey is the board is where your hands are. I don't know if you've played it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the board
so
is
like,
so if you're standing, the board is your waist height, which I found really difficult because it was trying to. So you
Oh,
playing
it's not the waist-
what's the
no,
little
no.
kiddies game? The little kiddie flick boards or something like that, fingerboards, where you're flicking the skateboards with your fingers. It felt a bit like that with your hands, so you were controlling the snowboard. So what I thought I'd do on that, I actually
not quite like that.
tried strapping the controllers to my ankles. so that it dropped the board down to
yeah.
foot height, and I was trying to do flips and that, but it didn't work because of the tracking. It couldn't pick it up. But you're saying so because the other one is
So this actually works up your hands.
it actually and it
Your
actually
hands
drops
are-
the board down to where your feet would be. Yeah. So the
Yeah, the board's on your
Yeah.
feet. You're on the board,
Yeah.
so to speak, and down where you go.
yeah.
And like your hand, so wherever your hand
Yeah.
goes is the way the board moves.
Okay. So it's still the board
yeah,
is
so
still doing
that's
the movement of
control.
your hands, but
Correct.
it's down on the ground. So it's still the same mechanics, but obviously
Apart from you can look
yeah.
around,
So how do you
can be
do
on the board.
because in Slopey, if you want to do a flip, I could actually sort of twist
The
myself
Scottish Gamer
round
VR
and sort of flip
said,
over and under.
"Sorry everyone, as you can see we are having slight
Yeah,
sound
well,
problems
I do-
within the
well,
game.
I'm
We
still
are
learning
working
the
hard to get
tricks,
this
but
fixed,
there's
so
buttons,
please
obviously,
stay with
you've
us
got to- you
and
trigger
enjoy this
button,
fantastic
basically,
chat
you
show."
jump, basically, and that's how you start off. You have to start with a jump to get your board
Yeah.
going, and then you can do all tricks and things along the way down. There's freestyle options, stuff like that. And what happens is, so let's say you get a big slope, the next thing you know, you might get a little, like a jump come up, and you can go up and over.
Yeah.
And you make sure you get the ear, so you want to try and hit that trigger just as you're about to leave that jump. And then, I don't know, I've tried all kinds of things. I've spun myself around in the room and all kinds of things. The next thing you know, the board's spinning around, and there's all the different tricks you can do. And also with the sticks as well.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of play. There's a little bit of play with it, which is really good. Whereas with the skiing, you're actually facing forwards and steered, because obviously you got your poles.
Yeah. So your
And,
mic's cutting in and out. I don't know if that's coming through. I think Scottish just said something there with the sound. Your mic sort of cuts
okay.
in and out every now and then.
All right. Oh, that might be to do with the casting and the recording at your end,
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know. But no, when you're talking to me, it's doing the same thing. Yeah, 'cause it's your mic.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Anyway, but I can sort of hear most of what you're saying. Yeah. So that's the first game. Obviously, you've been trying. I know one of the other one you tried was Z Racer.
It's called Z-Race. Yeah, absolutely fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Z-Race is a brand new game to hit the PC VR, and it is actually, from what I just found out recently, it is actually looking to come to the Quest. The aim is to get it to the Quest.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping like that's going to happen. That's fantastic. Now, you've got a lot of people out there that are not happy with it because their Wipeout clone that they were expecting or anything like that. Now, I wasn't actually expecting a Wipeout clone. You can't look at it as a Wipeout clone. It's a completely unique racer that they're trying to do that uses... If anyone's played Shooty Skies is the best way to describe it, because it can control. Now, Shooty Skies, you have... Where my hand's gone?
Pick your hands up, Taz.
With a thing that shoots, and you can control the plane.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can see my little pointer here. There, if you can't.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah. So you got your plane, and you want to aim and shoot, and you got a little shooter with
Shooty Skies.
and
yeah.
you can twist and turn your plane and
Yeah.
really control it. Now, when you're in Z-Racer, you've got a series of... I you can see my hand. Yeah. So you got a huge tunnel.
Yeah.
So you've got like big tunnels you're going through.
Yeah.
And what happens is they've got like all sort of thing that you got to dodge, and you use your hand. That's the best thing to describe it actually. You use your craft, and you fly around. You can go upside down. You can bring it backwards on yourself. You can see all the tools. They got a huge amount of tools, sponsors on the different craft.
I see GT's got one. Steve knows.
I'm one of them. I'm on Steve.
Yeah, you got your sponsorship.
One of the starting ones, so you should find it. And basically, you weave in and out of all different things, and then what happens is there's all different maps they've got, and on the maps they actually open up completely. So, like, imagine a big expanse like this. So I call one of them. I call it like Star Wars theme to me. It's absolutely fantastic, and you can actually go under a little grader and all kinds of things. But basically, you've got to control your craft. And you collect power-ups along the way, as well as coins, I call them, for XP and stuff to upgrade.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely fantastic. You can bring your craft close, you've got a nitrous.
Yep.
And a slow down feature, so you slow down sometimes because they're so close together to dodge
Yes.
things.
Yeah.
And I tell you, it's not a wipeout clone, no, but for what they tried to do, they've actually brought in now a cockpit mode. I haven't actually tried it yet, so put that in yet. But they brought out a cockpit viewing point, which, you know, to give you that extent like wipeout, but it's not designed to be wipeout. It's completely different.
Yeah, so you say, because everybody that said to me was saying, oh, they were a bit worried because flying like that, obviously, we're so used to flying with like a controller here, and it's, you know, you've got your accelerate on the triggers, brake on the other one, and the thumbsticks for turning and things like that. And so, how do you accelerate? That's what. Do you still use like the grip buttons?
You've got your trigger, which is just how you move. So that's your accelerate. And then you've your nitrous, and you've got a slow down function. Maybe a brake. I don't use a brake if there is, but never have done.
That's just your life. Never used it. I know it's there, but I never use it. I don't need a brake.
That's right. Never use it. But,
that's why Nick drives everywhere.
You your trigger. Your trigger, but it's so precise. Like you know where you want to be. I've literally been on my knees. It's that immersive.
Yeah.
Full 360 degrees.
Yeah.
So it's ideal for the Quest, really. So you can go full speed, you can get near the ground, and you can get like out of the camera view sometimes if you've got a camera.
Does it get tiring at all?
Absolutely fantastic.
Does it get tiring?
Tiring?
No, yeah, you know, because holding your arm out, you know, at an angle or something like that, it doesn't, you know, become awkward, doesn't feel awkward, twisting or anything.
You can have it out there. You can have it there. I actually find it's better the closer. Yeah. You got more control because if you got your hand out here, you know, you can flick it around.
And I suppose you're closer to the barriers, so you have less time to react. So the closer you have it to you,
Say that's me. And say you got a thing here that you want to avoid, so you'd have to zigzag and get around. But the thing is, you can go up and down, and you can come out. The thing about it is that say you go through tubes. The tubes is the best way to describe it. But they're see-through. You can actually see all the outside of
visually, I was quite impressed with it.
Fantastic.
I was the actual detail of some of the, because I thought that what they were trying to do by doing it in a tunnel, I thought, oh, this is very clever, because then if you're inside of a tunnel, the actual design of the tracks is going to be very restrictive, isn't it? You've not got to worry about scenery or things like that. But then,
that's right.
But then you come out of the tunnel, and you've got all the buildings and everything around you. So it's very futuristic, and there is a lot of detail in it. But I think I've got a trailer actually. We can have a quick look at the trailer.
Show them the trailer.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, you're right there, Taz. I think the reason why people are likening it straight away to Wipeout is mainly because the ships have got similar sort of designs and the artwork looks very similar.
The Scottish Gamer VR said, 8BKP RXND3 LKF.
And you're right. And then when you look at them a bit closer, they do look a bit like Formula One racers, which is pretty cool. So.
Yeah, you can actually slide along the bottom of the floor as well. If you can actually almost be a racer.
No, right. So
they have like things on the floor. You
so that's a big difference between Wipeout and this. Is with Wipeout you are sort of tied to the surface. Although it's not an actual road circuit, per se racer Wipeout, it is like a gravity thing where it's very close to the surface when you're running, and I suppose it's done like magnets or something, and then you get the jumps. Whereas this is very freeform, isn't it? So you're basically within the circuit.
Procedural.
Yeah, within the circuit you can go anywhere. So you've not really got jumps at all. There's no jumps. It's all.
No, you are. Actually, there's something else I've got to tell you. There's, I've found them on certain tracks. Anyway, you know, like an O shape.
Yeah.
And you have to go through the holes, you know, like the shape. Yeah. Well, you're
not telling me they've made a fitness racer, Taz.
Yeah, kind of.
No.
Imagine a circle. Imagine a circle.
Oh, Z race
and you're
shape.
flying towards it, and it's got a little circle in it, and you've got to go through that little circle that's moving.
Yeah.
So, like, imagine you played.
So that's nearer. That's nearer to Radial G. That some of Radial G's circuits, they've got the same thing where you're on that tube.
The Scottish Gamer VR.
There's certain gaps that you need to go through.
LOL.
To create through.
Like that. That's right. It's Radial G. So it's got Radial G elements. It's got a little bit of Wipeout elements apart from shooting and getting the upgrades. And you can upgrade your ship. You start off basically with 3 ships.
Yeah.
I call them crafts. They're like Formula 1 races, them in the way. But you start off with the 3. There's BMFs, there's Doc Hollis, and there's Steve Nose. Now I'm on the Steve Nose. Hey!
Steve.
If you're looking at it, it's on the. If it's coming straight, it's looking on the left-hand wing. It's at the very back. So look out for Taznic Gaming, baby.
Is that on everybody's game or just yours? Do you know?
No, on everybody's. It's on the actual craft itself.
Yeah. So they've actually put it on there for you. Cool. Yeah. Oh, sweet. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Oh, great Taz.
But I would have actually liked, and big ups to the DTF, I would actually like my own one. But now that's deal. I'm rap being on there. That's fantastic.
No, that's brilliant. I mean, I think that's all of us, VR gamers' dream, is to be. Either have your voice used, which mine will never be used in a game, I don't think, unless they make Cockney Geezer London Heist 4 or something like that. I might get a bit part on that. But everybody either wants a voice part or some artwork or their tag in a game. That would be absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So I'm a little bit jealous there, Taz. I must admit, and hopefully when I hope it does come to the Quest, because I would, I must admit, when I saw what it was, I was a little bit nonplussed, and I was thinking, oh my god, no, what have they done here with the control system? That's going to absolutely ruin it. And then the more streams I've watched of it, and the more I've seen people playing it, and they all say the same thing. They say, oh god, I'm not sure how this is going to be. And then an hour and a half, 2 hours later, they're all still playing and absolutely loving it.
Yeah. Oh, you can spend hours on it. I mean, if you're on the Quest, you only get like a couple hours, but I'm playing on virtual desktop. I haven't even tried it on Oculus Link yet. It'll be even better, I suppose, on Oculus Link. My connection I've got. But yeah, it is fantastic. Virtual desktop obviously means I play it wirelessly, so I can do full 360. And I tell you, it is really awesome. I've had a few comments saying, "Oh, yeah, it's not a Wipeout," and what they're expecting. Well, fair enough.
The Scottish Gamer VR
it's not.
Said, LOL midlife, my icon has also been sent to the designers of the game to get put on a raver.
Oh, no.
The Scottish Gamer VR said,
which is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Racer.
You actually get player me against people.
Yeah, that would be cool. Multiplayer would be brilliant. Scottish has just said that he's his logo off to be put on a craft now. So
awesome. Oh, I bet he'll get on GT.
It's like I'm going to have to. That's my mission now. To get my logo on a game that I can't play until it comes out on the Quest. So people will be playing a game that I can't play yet. So what else you've been playing? You've been playing, same as me, a bit of Crashlands.
Okay, so I've also been playing Crashlands. Yes, I've been playing Crashlands.
Yeah.
I managed to keep that one. And Crashlands is fantastic. A procedural survival game on a alien planet.
Yeah. Inside VR.
You crash land
said,
your ship. You
hey,
survive for either,
I am not taken by that game at all.
But you start off for 3 minutes,
Rocket Tommy
to survive.
Said,
and
good evening, everybody.
With a scanner tool that shows you where things are coming from, where your enemies are coming from, that can be upgraded with plasma bursts.
Yeah.
And got another gun which is like a rapid
Inside
fire,
VR.
Fire or something. I can't
said,
remember what it's actually called now, but
I was hoping it would be the wipeout we were promised.
And perks that you earn along the way when you level up. And you basically shoot spiders. You've got like redback spiders that actually blow up when you shoot them. You can cover a big area, which is absolutely fantastic. And you've got long leg spiders.
Oh god, I hate those bloody great those things. They remind me of something out of Half-Life, like the walkers from Half-Life. They are huge. That scared the crap because you can hear them.
Rocket Tommy.
That's the thing. You
said,
that
would have been nice.
And then you
get back.
Inside VR. Said. Not a shooty skies clone.
Because they get you stuck. Once you've got to shoot them in the red little target they got, probably their tongue or mouth or something, and you got to shoot that. And the quicker you shoot that, the better. Otherwise, they drain your energy and you die.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. Actually, I thought awesome. It is really difficult. I have to say the difficulty level is
the
just
Scottish Gamer VR
straight up. There's no gradual.
J274-3
and I was basically, I started off on normal and I very quickly went on to casual because I was just dying. And it's you only start with the one gun as well, but you've got on your left hand you've got like it's a radar, isn't it? Basically it doubles up as a radar on your health, so you can see where things are coming from. It's all smooth locomotion, so you can walk around, but it's fairly slow. VR. But then you've got teleportation.
Evening at Insidever.
It's teleportation, but obviously every time you move, that's the main mechanic of the game, is trying to find the best time to teleport out of trouble or
that your national
something.
Insurance number, Scott.
And very funny, Inside VR there. We got Inside VR, Rocket Tommy's in the house. Thank you guys for joining us. You basically teleport towards an enemy if you want to take it on, or you can teleport away from trouble straight away.
The thing you got to watch with the teleport though,
it just runs out so quick. It only does 3 times, but it restores if you shoot something. You actually restore
the Scottish Gamer VR.
Restore it, plus you can collect orbs and things.
LOL, Martin, help yourself to the PS4 games keys, guys.
The best thing I found on some of them, I'm only on about level 3, I think it might be on, is the spider web ones. Yeah, they shoot the web
they're a nightmare.
On the web, and then you can't teleport.
Yeah.
Inside VR.
Try to teleport away and it's red and it won't
said, in posting from Granny's Healenheim.
I actually really loved that game. I think it's very well done. Apparently it's been remade.
The developer is that
an older style thing?
Is it Reese? I think is it Real or something like that. His name is. He's Welsh. I apologise for the mispronunciation. And he actually did. He was part of the dev team that did Ocean Rift, which is fantastic. It's one of the early free games that came out when the Quest came out a couple of years ago. It's worth checking out, and you can swim around with fish and things like that. And he'd actually started, I believe, and did Crashlands
the Scottish Gamer VR
on the PC VR,
said,
and then it all sort of stopped.
Is it still open, Martin? Inside VR.
But the actual visuals of the game are really high
It's crappy
standard.
Wi-Fi, so apologies.
Oh,
Taznic Gaming VR.
still here.
Said,
And another game that I played.
Cool.
Yeah, played a few different
Yeah.
games.
Nick.
But yeah, no, that is procedurally
Said,
generated. So every
I'm
time
back.
you play it, it's a challenge. And I've watched GT play it.
Inside VR.
And everyone's
Said,
loving it. It's really
yeah, but
taking
some
off.
things
So
are
big
not
thanks
available.
To Lyle, that's in that. I say it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I can see that being big
Yeah.
time. I highly recommend that game, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Crashland's superb. So what have I been playing? I've been playing a hell of a lot as well. So Crashlands, obviously, I played a bit of. I played. I was lucky enough to get a key for Jupitergrad, or I love the way you say it. Go on, say it, Taz. Jupitergrad.
Oh, Jupitergrad.
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 Jupitergrad. Yeah.
That's now out on PS4.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get a code for that, and I was quite excited to be playing that, but a bit wary again because once again, move controllers not the best for tracking and everything. But I got further in a single playthrough playing with the move controllers. Admittedly, I know you understand some of how the puzzles work and things like that, but once I got the hang of it again, because the biggest problem I have is jumping from the Quest to the PSVR, and you get straight away, you're sort of having to teach yourself how to use the controls again for the first few minutes. So, you know, and having to press a button rather than wiggle a analog stick is a pain because remembering the layout of buttons to do your turning and moving forward and thrusting and that is a right pain. But once I got the hang of it, I was flying through there, and I was some of the manoeuvres and things like that later on and the puzzles. It's brilliant, and I would say the visuals were slightly crisper. But that's probably because obviously the power of the PSVR over the Quest.
The Scottish Gamer VR.
But you wouldn't notice,
Said,
I don't think, unless you really looked for
11 people in the chat. Thank you for watching then InQuestVR
Yes.
episode 3.
Thank you,
We really
everyone.
appreciate it and
really
would.
do appreciate it.
Love.
Yeah, so Jupitergrad,
Scottish
I
Gamer
would
VR.
say is worth getting on both.
Said,
if you want something different.
to hear your feedback back at the end of the show.
To get a
Inside VR.
different sort of puzzle
Said,
adventure game with
more
different
stuff
mechanics,
will be available in June,
grappling
Scott.
mechanics, and interesting puzzles. The visuals, because they're cell shaded again, will just work in VR. It's a bit like this. You got cell shading again. It works perfectly.
Yeah.
It does. It's I think some of the best games that have come out on Quest and PSVR have been cell shaded. I think Borderlands is brilliant. And it's just
Well, look at what's it called? That Lies Beneath? Was that
yes,
what it's called?
yeah,
I forget
that
one,
was
it Lies
that was
Beneath?
pretty
That's
good.
cel-shaded.
Lies Beneath,
That is
that's worth checking
awesome,
out
that
as well.
to be.
One day I'll have to go back into playing that. I crapped myself when there was
one
one
game
where
I played,
you
I
meet the
want to get that.
big boy for the first time. And you see him walk across early in the game, but you don't actually confront him. And then he's constantly hounding you. And then you go in the first. I think
Inside
it's either
VR.
a windmill or a lighthouse or
Said,
something, or a building.
Why are you surrounded by giant Pez?
They're Pez's.
Awesome.
These are Pez's. We can choose those, so we can change our look. There's Wilma there. Look beside Taz from Scooby Doo. To your right, Wilma.
Taznic Gaming VR.
Velma.
Thelma,
Said,
that's it, not Wilma.
Nice to see you all.
Yeah, so Jupitergrad, I'd highly recommend. I'm not going to talk about it too much because we talked about it in detail in a previous episode. I've been playing a lot of co-op and multiplayer with my good friend and our good friend Scottish Gamer. So we went into the Warplanes multiplayer and co-op update, and that was absolutely fantastic. Again, I'm not going to talk too much about that because we talked about it earlier
Inside
on.
VR.
But again, because of the controls, I
Oh, I
absolutely
love Thelma.
Thelma, yeah, the simplism. What am I talking about? The simplistic controls. I'm making up words tonight, Taz. The simplistic controls. The fact, that you've got one hand for the rudder and the other one for the throttle, and then you just pick up the gun and you're aiming like a flare gun at targets, or you actually physically pick up the bombs and drop them on targets. It's so simple. and in multiplayer it works brilliantly. And we were playing in co-op actually, and we were going through the missions, and bloody hell was it difficult. You're flying away, and you can actually select. I think you can have, depending on the type of mission it is, you can have some AI. So I think you can have up to 4 people multiplayer in some of the missions.
Inside VR.
Or they're taken up by AI.
Said.
And we were doing the missions
Always
on our own.
on her knees looking
we
for
should
her
have had,
glasses.
like, somebody backing us up. And the amount of aircraft coming towards you, they were difficult, some of those missions. And they sort of hound you. You don't have a chance to really, to progress in some of the missions. But we were getting the hang of it towards the end of the stream, and it's brilliant. It's a brilliant game. I highly recommend that. So, and I think that might be coming to App Lab. I'm not sure, but it might well be coming, or it might already be there.
Tasnic Gaming VR.
Talk of it being in the
Yeah,
it
needs to be, I think.
Too right.
Because it deserves to be a release. I said it before that that is, for me, that's the sort of game that should be on the PlayStation Store, and they should be promoting, because it's simple. Anybody could get in there and understand how to control a plane and fly it. Wouldn't be. Might get a bit of motion sickness, some people, but it's so simple to play and fly. And yes, maybe some of the actual visuals are a bit too simple and plain. There's not a lot of details to the buildings and the ships that you're blowing up, or the trains and that. But the planes coming towards you are really good.
Said,
yeah, it's fantastic.
It should be put right into the Oculus store.
Yeah.
I've only played I've only got the demo myself.
Yeah.
But I must admit, I was actually playing it when I was camping offline. I actually played offline, and I got further. Because obviously I'd only tried it, once, obviously, but I actually got further in, and I was actually, how you mentioned bombs. The bombs drop. You can't stress enough.
Inside
it's
VR.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I know. Pick it up and let it go.
Input on the game ports on SideQuest at the moment. I should have a Quest 2 VID tonight.
But if you get it,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And to watch the explosion and everything is fantastic. I really enjoyed that. I actually got to unlocking another plane.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. We didn't actually try it, or we couldn't seem to get it to work in multiplayer. Probably because you would then be jumping into somebody else's plane who's in the plane. But when you're playing the single player campaign, if you've got like 2 aircraft out with you, because you can buy and create a squad, so you can have 3 aircraft, you can actually jump between the aircraft. So you can have a fighter,
nice inside
a bomber,
VR.
and like a mix of a fighter and a bomber. And and you can just, on the fly, you can go, oh, he's close to a target, because they will carry on fighting and flying on their own. But you can actually teleport into a different plane. So it's absolutely brilliant.
Love being able to schedule
videos.
videos.
There's so much depth in it. The other thing, and we have a code which I'm going to drop into chat right now, is Death Horizon. We played quite a bit. Me and Scottish have been in a couple of times now, and played Death Horizon. We played the co-op the first time we went in, and we had really good fun in that.
Tasnic Gaming VR. Said,
awesome
game.
Yeah, and
I played the single.
And we basically went in. Excuse me, everyone. I'm trying to type as I'm doing this. I'm trying to put the code into the
Inside VR.
into the chat.
Said, great game.
Yeah, so Death Horizon. There's a code for you, everyone. First person to type it in gets
Midlife
it on
Game-ist VR.
on the Oculus Quest.
Said,
Good luck, everyone. It's absolutely fantastic game. Visually, it's not the best game, and some of the mechanics
the Scottish Gamer
a little
VR.
bit iffy, I would say.
Said,
we played the co-op.
apart from me not been able to jump LOL.
Scottish was a liability in that game, I have to say. Either that, or he just likes me rubbing his hands a lot, because I had to go and revive him quite a bit. And we kept on. There's certain levels. I didn't realise how vertical it was. there's quite a lot of oh, my battery's going to die on my headset.
You can go up lift ups in that, eh?
Yeah, but there's actual climbing climbing mechanics in game, which is
anything that's
yeah,
I think, or something.
but there's jumping as well, which is hilarious. Because
I just saw his comment.
yeah, because there were times where you will go into a room and you'd look around and you'd be like, oh Christ, we've got to go over there, and there was a massive gap in the floor and you have to do a bit of a run up and then you leap over the other side,
right.
And then you might have to grab and pull yourself up. And so every time I'd say, after you, Scottish, because if I jumped, I would make it, and he'd jump behind me, and he'd go down somewhere on the floor, and then I'd have to go down and get him. And some of the things we were doing, he was jumping down, then I'd jump down to get him, and I'd go off the side somewhere, and we'd both die. And there was about 4 or 5 times where we were just wetting ourselves because it's like, you know, we just couldn't make these jumps. It was. Yeah, it's you can have a lot of fun in there, probably for the wrong reasons. And then they did, I think, about a week after we did the initial co-op multiplayer, they did a further update, which was melee weapons. Because one of the things I have to say, I'm not saying that they did it because I said it, because they must have been working on it, was like, oh, it would have been really good if you could pick up something and throw it at them or hit them with it. And then the next thing I know, it's like, oh, we got a co-op coming out. So we went back in there, but I have to say that's the weakest part of the part of the game that I was looking forward to. Getting the, you know, the melee in there and using weapons to batter them, because sometimes you're getting a bit low on ammo and you sort of think, oh, I could do with something as a bit of a backup weapon here, and batter them. And yeah, and it was like a rubber dildo, one of them. You pick it up and it was just floppy as anything. It was like, oh no, what have you done? It was like limp wrist. I was like, no, and they were useless. They were absolutely useless. It was again because of the mechanic. But hopefully they're going to go back in and they're going to tighten it up, and they're going to give them a bit of weight and then a bit of structure, and then when you actually start hitting something with it, it's going to feel like a decent weapon. Because it was just comedy to go in and just batter something, and you started battering it and the vibrations were doing that when it's like 10 minutes later. So you played it. You played the single player, did you, Taz? I know you got it.
The Scottish Gamer VR said, if you didn't know, InQuestVR can be revisited after the show via MP3 stream on SoundCloud. Links to this will be found in the video description.
I played it in the past, but I think it's a lot better since playing it again. Because they've added and done different things to it. And I actually find graphically really, you mentioned about the graphics, I find it to be really crisp.
Yeah.
And maybe I played it since a couple of days since you guys played it.
It's been about a week since we did it, and the melee weapons they just didn't have any weight to them, so it didn't feel like you were doing any. You were doing damage to them, but it was just hilarious. You just were batting them away like that, and yeah, you got no sort of feedback from it, and it was just hilarious to watch somebody do it.
Since you guys played it, I believe. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but I know there's
we definitely got to go back in and play it. But we got to. I don't know if this is going to be. It's been out for quite a while, but there's a massive boss. We played it, and I think we got near to the end of the game, and there's a massive boss that comes out, and you're in the passageway, and there's side rooms, and we were just unloading so much ammo in there. This is a spoiler alert, people, but it's going to save you loads of time. Spoiler alert!
The
Spoiler
Scottish
alert!
Gamer VR said,
and we were unloading everything.
Remember the big bar you tried to use, but it was that big you couldn't use it.
I know. But yeah, so we were trying to do. So what happens, Scottish? If you go down there and I use you as bait, and you go and attract his attention, and then I come out the other end and I shoot him in the back. So Scottish would go out of one door, but he'd get killed. So I'd have to run down, try and rescue him, and then while I'm rescuing him, I get killed. So then we start again. Then we were like unloading all the weapons we had. We unloaded into him, and that didn't kill him at all. And then, you know, after about the 7th attempt, we decided that was it for the stream. I went and looked at, because I thought, how do you kill him? There's things on his back. I'm sure you got to shoot them. And I watched somebody else's video of a live stream, and they did exactly the same thing about 5 times before they realised all you have to do is just get past him, so you don't have to kill him. So, what are you doing, Taz? What are you?
I don't know. Hang on a minute. Just bear with me. I'm trying to work out something with my controller.
What are you doing?
Oh, there we go. I'm just trying to get into the screen. No, I'm just looking at the video at the same time here, and I notice you're not meant to be in the shot. You're not actually in on the screen.
No, I can't be. I can't.
No,
I can't be, Taz.
All good.
I'm on there though. Hello, people. They can see me on the back. But you won't. Right. You can't see me in stream because I'm talking to you. I'll have to ask a developer to do a visual mirror that I can hold there so people can see me. Dear, oh dear.
Said T5GLQ5NQ73FN.
Oh, Scottish.
Yeah, he's banging them in there, people. Good luck, everyone.
Yeah, Quest might be a Steam code there by the way.
Yeah. So Death Horizon we played. Then I know you play. I'll let you talk a little bit about it. You played with Nick, Sep's Diner.
Oh,
another little side quest game.
Diner. It is awesome. This is cool. I don't know how many people you can actually get in at once. There might be
4 people, I think, you can get in game now. Yeah.
Get,
yeah, I think so. I think it's 4 multiplayers. Yeah.
Hey, midlife.
Well, me and Nick, we actually played.
Sorry, I couldn't make it.
And everything. And then,
the Scottish Gamer VR
I got a Quest 1 and a Quest
said,
now, so I decided
these are all PS4 game keys I'm giving away.
Obviously, Nick doesn't do VR that well, but I really recommend this game, hey guys. We love our cafe, dinery type experiences and things like that. And
the Scottish Gamer VR
in the past. Now, that was one
said,
of the first games I tried
Hi, Bubble.
On PlayStation VR. And it was in a bigger van, you make the burgers.
Yeah.
So I give it, I had a rough idea what to do. And so we jumped in anyway. And it took Nick a little bit to get used to, find the right
Bubble Blue
the right grab button that
said,
you understand how it all
Hey Scottish. Inside VR said,
but
all I could do here is hear Nick laughing.
You're running a diner and you're serving anything from chips, coffee, Dr. Pepper. We put a video up of it. It was like a funny epic fail video, really, didn't it? But it's awesome. It's just a great laugh because we're all running over each other and put a burger on Nick and next thing I had 2 burgers on and next thing she's putting one and she said, I got one here. Just burger. It was in her hand and walked right past her.
I could see it being a marriage killer, marriage and friend killer. Me and Scottish played it, and we got quite abusive to the customers. I have to say, I don't think we would never get a job in the fast food services. But what I like about it is because it's you can actually make it room scale, so you can actually. What's so
Bubble
different?
Blue.
Like all the games, like obviously Vacation Simulator, you can move around
VR.
a bit. But things like Job Simulator, Dead Hungry, which you said, which is a brilliant one. All the counter fights, you're pretty much restricted to a single area. Everything is within grasp, and you're just reaching for it, which is it's okay and it works really well. But in this one, you actually so you've got like your frying area, so you've got a station for frying, you've got a station for doing your coffee, you've got a station where you prepare your vegetables and cut your chips up, then you've got the fridge bit, and then you've got another area where you make your burgers. And you actually can do locomotion. You're actually moving around the whole of the kitchen, which makes it hilarious because you sort of I know you sort of go in through one another, but you do need to coordinate, and I don't think me and Scottish we were just grabbing burgers, putting them on the grill. We wasted so much food. Did you actually even get to finish a level? You got a target.
Well, yeah, but we didn't.
No, that's what I mean. You got it sets $40 or something on the. But yeah, so you got to try and get to $40, and
I think we got 25.
Yeah, we got close on a couple of occasions, but most of the time our wastage was higher than our. If you looked on the floor, it was like there was burnt burgers everywhere. It was disgusting, man. Yeah, we would never get a job there, but I'd highly recommend it again.
And the burgers.
Definitely a game. Visually it looks good. Again, I think we could probably do a stream from there. Hopefully, fingers crossed. The sound and everything, because I think that would work really well.
You just got to watch what the customers talk.
Yeah,
they come in and they talk
customers
are
really quite
cool.
funny.
I just didn't see a thing I heard them say.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah, they just constantly slagging you.
Cool.
I thought this was a fast food service, and you've only got a minute to serve them a burger anyway. And
We could go
bloody choosy.
So we had trouble doing.
Yeah.
It. And because obviously the potato, we had a bit of glitch. The potato thing,
Yeah.
I know how it works, but the potato thing had a glitch. We're trying to put potatoes in and they're flying out.
Oh yeah, you have to put the thing back. So once you've used it, you have to put it back, but you can't always grip it. It sometimes.
It always had a
Yeah.
glitch. Yeah.
We had a couple of glitches where we sort of fell out the game and things like that. But on the whole, it works really well. And they've got it's coming up soon, because at the moment it's based in one diner, but on the left hand side when you're outside there's a couple more burger places coming, and on the right hand side there's something about like a cake shop or something. So there's going to be more content coming, which would be fantastic. Getting to play different locations.
12 people in the chat. Please feel free to drop a message in the chat and talk to the boys at Midlife, at Taznic Gaming, or me at Scottish Gamer.
Yeah, so I think that would be hilarious. Yeah, at the moment I'm playing, I would say, a high percentage of games are multiplayer games, and I think that's one of the things that the Quest has done much better than, say, PSVR. Is pretty much every other game that comes out on, especially on SideQuest, it is a multiplayer experience, and maybe it's to the detriment of it as well, because there's so much choice. We'll talk about it in a minute. I know Hyperdash, but that unfortunately came out the same day as there was an update for Population 1. So it's it, and sometimes I don't think, the VR community is a very close community, I think. Not just streamers and content creators, but also all the developers talk and things like that. And I think sometimes they maybe need to say, our game's coming out that week. Oh, why don't we put it off for the next week as well? Because you can't show absolutely everything, but also you can't actually buy absolutely everything. So you end up making a choice. Do you go for the update on something you already have, or do you buy a brand new game and spend like 20 quid or $20, whatever it is, on it? When you can you could maybe buy something. If you in Population 1 you might want that special character, that'll be half of the money gone. So sometimes I think I think we had like January and pretty much February was fairly quiet, not a lot of content coming out. And I was doing it. It was brilliant because then I could go into SideQuest, and I was trying loads of SideQuest and AppLab games. But now the releases are coming, and this week we had in one day there was 6 games that just it's just like coming soon, and you're like, oh my god! It's like, why are you all coming out at once? Why are you all why are you being spoken about at the same time?
April 29th.
Yes, there's some
April 29th. We all know what I'm talking about.
Is it
the Scottish Gamer
is
VR?
It an update for Population 1?
I love the big smile Taz's avatar has on its face and fantastic teeth.
Yeah. Yes, we all know what that is. We're going to talk
Rocket
about that
Tommy
in a bit.
Said,
So,
wish Oculus had better discounts.
Saying earlier about I put a video up, as you guys know, about the set diner with Nick. The reason it was because obviously it's recorded on my Quest 2, and we heard Nick, and probably because I didn't have headphones on. Normally when you record on the Quest, you've got to have headphones in normally that allows it to capture the other person. So in that case, that's why I didn't meet. So we work on that, Martin. It's only
the Scottish Gamer VR
still funny
said,
but you did make some things that
in a galaxy far, far away.
Shh, don't encourage him, please, chat. So he's going to kick off in a bit. What else? What else have I been playing? I'm trying to think. I've got a list here of loads of stuff. I played.
What about Guardians?
Guardians? I didn't play it, but you played it again.
You haven't played it?
No, I haven't played it since it's been released. I played the.
I've got Guardians VR. Yeah. I managed to get hold of another. I had the beta, and so did you originally as well. I've actually been in touch with them again and managed to get access again to it because I loved it so much, and done a lot of work to it, guys. Like when you played the beta, you sort of see the differences from that. But I'll tell you, visually, it's actually fantastic. It's up there with the crash cams, with the graphics and everything and the detail. But when you look at the guns, I've shown a couple of videos on it. But just to see the detail that's been spent by the developers to put into all the guns and the way they look is absolutely fantastic. Like you got a reload button on the gun, which a little
Rocket Tommy
you basically get your hand and you pull
said,
and you can reload it just like that.
That's a long way.
But if you look, you got all the wording of the gun, and it is cool. If you look at Farpoint VR with the aim control, so you're holding the gun, and you get to see it. Really good. That looks awesome. I must admit, that's good. But then when you're looking at the black, I think it's an AK. I think it's called AK5. I think it's called gun on Guardians.
The Scottish Gamer VR
so huge you can
said,
manipulate it. You can get your hand and you
LOL Tommy.
I don't know what
you can get the gun
putting your hands down.
You right up to your face and see all the wording.
Yeah, I know. You got the detail of the gun, the make on it,
Rocket Tommy said, hope they will put an extra layer in depth.
It's absolutely fantastically done. And I managed to get I think it's called a power bow or something like that the other day, never used. Man, that thing is awesome. I love bow and arrows.
Well, bow and arrows my favourite weapon in VR. Definitely.
It's the reloading bit is so quick. It actually works really well. And you've got to get used to where it travels. When you fire it, it has to where it's going to land. You've got to sort of get used to that. I was chasing someone, I must have shot about 10 arrows. So I actually got it with a moving target.
So have they worked on the mechanics of it? Like one of the problems I had when we played it was not only are you firing your gun, you can do that, you can play it that way if you want to do it, but the idea is you're building up an army with your teammates, and you can basically the more you kill, the more money you earn, and you can open up. You can start with little droids, you get right up to mechs and turrets and things like that.
You got big mech, $500 for it.
Yeah, but one of the things I had was with the mechanics, because you have to direct them, don't you? So they will. When you first get them, they will follow you everywhere, but you can select and get them to target the enemy. So they concentrate, they will hold an area and target the enemy and hold the enemy back, or you can get them to just follow you about. And one of the things I couldn't stop them doing, no matter how much I clicked on them, they would just all follow me about. So instead of them like creating a defence, I just turn round and it looked like, Star Wars, the Force United, and I had all these droids and mechs just wandering round with me. So have they worked on that now, so you can actually position them?
Yeah, so what I've done, I played with it the other day. I was doing more of that RTS, because I'm more of a first-person shooter myself. This is a mix between royalty and strategy as well, and the way real-time strategy works. So like saying, you can get droids, mechs, drones, tanks, turrets, you name it. I think I said tank, but yeah, turrets anyway. And into your sockets. And what happens is you can actually place them, so you get them in real time. So like you could be getting fired at, and you can actually bring this menu up and actually place them, and you can twist and turn your controller to place whichever way you want them to go in that. But then what happens then, what Midlight's saying is, so say you've got your gun, and then you can actually press, I think it's A button, I think it is, that swaps you back to the main tool, which is your little arrow sort of thing, the select tool type thing, and then you click on a droid or something like that, and you've got attack and follow, you've got defend, you've got move, and a couple of different options as well. There's all these different options that you can give them. What you can do is you can actually select each droid individually or each thing and you appear on there as well. And what it is, so you can actually use that tool, you can click on him, and you can actually use the tool, like come off the droid itself and do a circle or something if you want. For a big area you want him to patrol, and you actually draw that, and then what you want it to do, whether you want to defend or attack and move or something like that, he'll do just that particular area. I actually had a real funny thing, have an epic fail. I actually managed to get my droid to shoot one of my other droids.
Oh really? So they will actually kill one another then? You can get them to attack.
Yeah. God, I actually destroyed the droid. It's actually really cool. I don't know, I stuck it up.
The Scottish Gamer VR said,
and then, you can get your
AXBFTXNR R8QR.
If you want. That's fantastic. And then you got your what do you call those things? It's like what do they call them? The mine. Place mine. Somewhere, and it blows up. It's I can't remember what it's called now. That's with a P, I think. But really cool. Anyway, I used one of them. I blew myself up. I forgot I put it there, didn't I? I walked over it. Boom. That's fantastic. I'm loving it. And then the best thing about that game, though, me and Life and Scott actually play co-op. It's actually co-op, but you can have as many people in as you want. And that was absolutely fantastic. We played all different maps. They got 3 different maps out. There's 3 different, I think it's Daygar, and something with a P, I think it might be, and then there's 3 different areas anyway, and they're all split up, like into different scenes.
Yeah, because what you do, you start off in an area, and you've got, it's like that. There's a sort of automatic robot droid type thing that's collecting ore, and he's collecting that to regenerate your shield, and you're defending that, but it actually moves, doesn't it? So as you'll do, it'll be like a wave of enemies come towards you. And you basically have to defend that, so they come from all directions, so you can either all go to the one area, or what you need to do is go, right, you take that area, you take that area, I'll take here, and work together to defend all the different points they come from. And then after a period of time, the shield will actually move further in to the level, and the idea is, which we never actually got to, is to actually make it to the end, and there's a boss battle at the end.
You'll pass, when you finish wave, or so many waves it is usually, what it is I don't know if you realise, you're actually protecting the miner. They call it protecting the miner. And you mentioned about the mineral collecting. What happens is you can actually place them, the more minerals you collect, then that upgrades you quicker, that gives you your money, your fuel. So you actually place them, they're like, I think it's 100 or 200, I think they are, to buy. And the first thing I would do would normally, it's a bit of a spoiler, but it's actually place them. You want to collect them as quick as possible.
So you got more money to get your mechs and things quicker.
And then what happens is, you shoot all your stuff that's coming at you, spiders, bugs, you name it, it's all there. And what happens is you'll get drop parcels, like population, have those things come out of the sky, and you can shoot them and you get your upgrade. You might get like a double XP or a better shooting capability or something like that. And that happens at the end of the level and stuff as well. So you got little upgrades. but you make your way through. You actually got to make your way through. I only got to about 3 parts, I think it was, on one of my zones I was in. But I did try different maps and they're actually fantastic. Yeah. The design that's gone into the maps, because we went through the maps and that we played beta. Yeah. I think it's actually done a lot.
Yeah, because they were fairly sparse, weren't they? The maps were quite sparse. The area that you were defending was basically just a flat area, and then the outer edges had a few sort of mountains or rocks on them, and then there was a few caves. But you're saying that there's quite a lot more detail in it now. They've done a lot more work on it.
Yeah, the detail. If you walk around, like, Teddy's like walking around and get shot, but if you walk around, you can go and there's a cave, for instance, and you can go in, like, where that snow cave and stuff like that. Well, down below where you start on that second level on the campaign, and you go down the hill, and then you got a little cave in there, and you can actually go right around. They come from around there, and it's absolutely fantastic. It really is. And like I said, the bow anyway. I found the bow she's one-shot kill, so that was really good. As long as you aim that correctly, you'll love it.
Brilliant. Yeah, I will be checking it out again, and perhaps we can all get back in there and do another live stream.
Well, I think Scottish might have got it again.
And then we can, we can go in, do a bit more co-op, and show a bit more gameplay. And the last one I'm going to talk about that I've been playing is the Climb 2. Got it yesterday. Been waiting for it since it's been announced. Everybody, because I didn't watch any streams, I didn't watch any videos or anything like that, because I didn't want any spoilers. Because one of the things is with the Climb VR is the routes and things you take. So I didn't really want to know.
Yes, I have the game Taz.
Yeah, so he's got the game Taz on Guardian, so we can get together on that. Yeah, so on the Climb 2, I didn't want any spoilers, but obviously you can't, in Twitter and things like that, you start hearing about people were saying that, it's exactly the same game. And I was like, well, actually, I don't mind that. The one thing I wanted for the Climb was I was hoping they were going to do some downloads and do,
Taznic
some more levels. VR. Which would have been absolutely fantastic for me to have expanded. And is that up there? Your hand's gone, mate. Yeah. I don't know what you do. Yeah. So what I wanted was I wanted Climb. What I wanted was more of the same, but maybe some different locations and things. And so far, because I've only got it yesterday and I did a late stream last night, I've only done about 4 of the levels, and I would say that some of the ones that I've seen are in some of the same locations that were from the first game. I'd have to have a look back, but when you look down, the scenery looks very similar.
I would probably say on it. I mean, I went through it.
The Scottish Gamer VR said, "It is fantastic graphically, the Climb 2. I love the wee animals they have added on the locations."
That was the same. So I started on the easy one, but that's awesome. I got up as far as I'm actually up to where the suckers. You've played it, so you. But when you get the suckers on the window, I want to ask you, because Tazzy doesn't do tutorials. No. Skip the tutorial. So I want to know, how do I get the suckers? How do I use them suckers? Because
you just jump on them. You just jump, grab, and that's it, mate. It's the same. Oh, yeah. So
how do you? I come across 2 of them.
Yeah.
Is it more higher up then? Is what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, what you need to do is almost lever yourself and then jump. So press the jump button, then grab. But some of them. There's like secret routes and things like that, because what you'll notice the biggest difference between this and this and the first one is the routes that you've got. There's more routes to be, before there was pretty much one route to go through.
The Scottish Gamer VR,
the odd little side route to do, which had a tricky jump in it.
The Alps have a castle that was used in the first one.
But the actual
Rocket Tommy.
The actual routes here, there are like
I've
many
had a
different
shoulder
options. So you'll
surgery.
get to a certain point and it will
Is it
split.
sensible
Then
to
you'll
buy
get to
this
another
game?
point and it'll split. So there's many different routes. So they've put a lot more grips and worked on the different locations and the amount of routes you can take up on each of the mountains, which is fantastic. But the other thing they've done is.
Did you see the zip
Oh
line?
yeah, they've done loads. Yeah, they've done loads of little sort of trappy scares and things like that. Because they've now got ladders and things that are across ravines, and you're sort of reaching across a ladder and you can hear it creaking. And some of the ladders are tied on by ropes.
Yeah.
If you can see it's tied on by rope, it's going to fall. And you'll climb up the ladder, and all of a sudden it just goes and swings, and you're hanging on it. And there's things like that. And then there's Scottish said in the chat they've got more animations of creatures and things like that. So as you're climbing up, I saw little, I don't know what they're called. They look like little beavers or something like that. Or squirrels or something on the first climb I did. And they're sort of constantly following you. But the next one I did, I absolutely hated, because you're climbing up and you can hear this tss, 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 and there's a bloody snake there. So I'm like Indiana Jones with snakes. I put my hand up and I looked up because I didn't know.
Gamer VR
I put my hand up and I went to pull myself up and I was face to face
the
with a
horizontal
bloody
pads
snake.
have red indicates on them, like there is no power left. These ones will drop if you grapple them too long.
Yeah, but
Awesome. I actually fell. I did the first city one. I'm up to where you get to the.
You're nearly there. You're about 2/3 of the way through. Yeah.
Yeah. My quest now, you see, so I couldn't. I captured the gameplay.
But that's.
And had to wait for my quest to come back to try and get
that's the biggest difference.
I put a video out last night.
That's the biggest difference. Is they've. I've only played 4 levels, and the first 3 levels I played look like extensions of the existing levels that are there, with a bit more detail. It definitely like the planting and things like that, and like I say, some of the things you're climbing on, they're definitely making it more difficult. You have to take a lot more risks in this one, doing like leaps of faith and things like that. Yeah. There's a lot more of those in there, so it does. There was a few occasions. I'm not really worried about heights too much, but I certainly felt a little bit wobbly on a couple of occasions, because they must have done something in this one that makes it feel a little bit more realistic. The first one, I don't think I didn't get scared at all.
Did you look down when you're on the city?
Oh yeah, I was just like hanging and but it's the fact that I think you don't know, because they're doing, and there's cranes, things hanging from cranes that are swinging about, and you've got to time jumps, and you'll jump on it, and then it'll start creaking and falling, and you have to jump off it again. You've got poles as well, so you'll be climbing up scaffolding, and some of the poles are at an angle, and you have to. It is almost like a Mario now. They've made it a bit more like a. Almost like a platformer, whereas before it was just about climbing and things like that. There's more puzzles in the way that you're climbing, because it's not just I just need to get to that. There will be different surfaces that you have to work on and work out, and it will take you a few times. Like I say, there's poles at an angle where you've got no control of you just slip down and you just have to time your jumps and things. So it's really I like it. I can see why people were a little bit disappointed. I don't know what they wanted from it really, because at the end of the day it was called Climb 2. It was called Climb 2. I think what the people that are disappointed are because it looks, in the mountain ones, look so similar. It almost looks to me like they've started doing downloadable content for the game, and somebody went, well actually we've got enough here to do another game, so let's release another game, rather than go, well let's just do another 6 levels. And I don't know how I'm still not opened it all up. I don't know how many levels there are.
Taznic
but
Gaming
the biggest
VR
change is the skyscrapers.
Nice.
Is that the urban locations. That is the biggest change to the game, and it does add a little bit of interest in it. But I would say so far, that's the weakest one for me. I still like the climbing on the mountains because that's what it's about, the free climbing and things like that. And it just doesn't, when you've got all these sort of things stuck to the outside of a building and things, it doesn't. Yeah, it sort of feels more like a game, whereas the climbing on the mountains feels more like you're in touch with a hobby. And I think if you gave it to somebody that does free climb and that, they would look at that and go, yeah, that's pretty realistic. If they went to the skyscrapers and things like that, they would say, oh, that's like a bloody Mario game or something like that, because you're just climbing up, like platforms and things like that, and they're moving about. You'd never really do that in real life, whereas these things you would, you climbing holds and things like that. So yeah, I'm loving it. It's I think it's $22.99.
I'm loving it. It's awesome. $29.99.
Yeah.
But it's a bundle midlife. You can get one.
Yes,
two
so I've got the first one.
Got one, you see, but,
so it wasn't any point in me getting the bundle, but yeah, for that price, I would say it's definitely worth getting.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I'm intrigued. I'm going to be playing more of it over the weekend. I'll probably do another live stream.
The Scottish Gamer VR
and try out a few more.
Said,
of the...
game
It's Anne's again.
T8TTT7 and KQ9K.
And now, people, I think it is time for future releases.
Future.
I'm going to do that again. I've got my fingers. There's a two.
Future
releases. Yeah, so I got a itchy finger there. I'm just using my new pad thing. I got carried away. So Taz, I'm going to go out the room for about an hour, and I'll let you talk about a certain little game that you're quite excited about coming out next month. Hello? Which one?
April, yeah.
The Scottish Gamer VR
Okay, so Star Wars
said,
Pinball VR
LOL sausage fingers.
is coming out the 29th on all platforms, from what I understand.
Yep.
And it is absolutely fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. I've played Pinball FX 2 VR, I think it's
Craig
called.
Sony's
And when you've got like you've
said,
got Jaws, to the future,
LOL.
and all the different tables. And
Nice
different
intro.
things. And if it's anything like that to go by, because it probably will be, then that is absolutely fantastic. But what I'm more intrigued about is it's got episodes 4, 5, 6, and then you've got Star Wars Rebels.
Yep.
You've got I can't know what that one's called now. Is that what new episode called? I've never heard of that one.
Force Awakens?
something
No, it's
around,
not Force Awakens, is it?
No, that's what you think it was something like that.
Yeah.
But it's not.
The Scottish
The
Gamer VR
Mandalorian.
The Star Wars Rebels, and
said,
the
Yeah.
Mandalorian,
Hi
which is
Craig,
gonna be
hope you're
absolutely
well.
fantastic. Can't wait to play Mandalorian.
Hello, Craig.
There was that other one which I've never heard their name. Never heard
No.
of that name before, but it's some other Star Wars. It's obviously a mixture of different ones. Must be.
Yeah, there's
And,
Jedi forces and all sorts of things that they're bringing out.
There might be
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
But,
is that what it's called?
But
Yeah,
there's it's not just pinball tables, is it? The animations and things that go with it.
We're gonna have the themed
Yeah.
room. You can actually create your own themed Star Wars room. Now, whether or not you win these different things, to put in the room, I'm not quite sure
No.
how it's all going to pan out. But from what it looked like in the videos that were, I don't know if you've got
Craig
the video of
Sony's
this
No, I
stuff,
haven't
but
got one up yet.
said, Hey guys.
the room you can kit out with all Star Wars paraphernalia, and it looks absolutely fantastic from what I've seen. You can, and whether or not we get to walk around and check it all out, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I wonder if it
advanced it's
because
gonna be yet.
Zen with the pinball effects, obviously you could teleport your
Yeah,
way
maybe
round,
Zen
couldn't
still
you? I reckon it's going to be the same.
Yeah.
I reckon it's going to be the same. You might be
I hope
inside
so.
of like Tatooine or something like that. That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Or the cafe or something. Imagine that you're inside of there. So that would be brilliant, and then you can put your pinball tables in as you open up and decorate with your, I'm sure you'll be winning trophies and things as you play.
Vader and R2 and all them
So I wonder if
I'm sure you're about to get all the.
I wonder if they're going to do that, so that the different different rooms are different scenes from each of the movies. That would be brilliant. And yeah,
I'm not sure, but it does say you can create your own, so they can all be however you want it. With what's available, of course. But the pinball itself is so advanced. Like, it's all right just saying it's pinball, but it's not. In VR, with the feeling of actually using the trigger to express your, to use the flippers, it's actually watching your ball
spend hours playing it,
shooting up and hitting all these interactive things, and there's gonna be little mini games and stuff as well, like the other one. What looks pretty cool. I think I saw a speeder bike.
Yes, there's a speeder bike where he's sort of pressing the buttons and the bike's sort of moving left or right, so I reckon you'll be doing a speeder bike level
is great.
and using the flippers
Maybe
to
do
drive.
something about the sound.
That should be
Make
really
it
cool.
a little more bombastic.
Do with the Mandalorian, because that's really taking off. And obviously, they've had a few issues with gender and different things at the moment, but I'm really excited about what do you call it? Number 3. Season 3, I'm thinking, for Mandalorian, and so I really want to see what they take it with the pinball, because I'm hoping that as maybe even Boba Fett Slave 1 might be if we're lucky, who knows?
Yeah.
But and some of the other characters, perhaps, but the Mandalorian is absolutely good. You've got to get onto Disney Plus to watch that. If anyone,
I think everybody must have seen The Mandalorian now. I have to say, for me, I've preferred The Mandalorian to any of the recent films. I just think the story, whether it's because it's in short bursts and you watch it and it moves on, the story moves on a bit. Because sometimes the Star Wars, they're just dragged out, and some of them seem like they're retreading the story over and over and over again. And it's nice to see, with a bit like VR now. Each game that comes out, the visuals are slightly crisper and things like that, and the technology's moved on. Yeah. So even the original films, you watch those back and you're like, oh my god, now I've seen so many how they made it films. I know how exactly how they've moved that, and it's made that, and it's
remember, guys, Coming to America 2 came out today. It's fantastic.
And this now is the Mandalorian and things like that. It's just the detail in it and the story. It's just intriguing to watch it, and it's really well acted. I think the story's fantastic, and it's gripped me more. Whether again because it's short and I've got a short span of attention. Yeah. So, have we said enough about Star Wars? Have you talked about Star Wars? You calm now?
Oh, I think, well, as long as everyone's hyped for it, we should be sweet. We'll be definitely showing that the day it comes out. So,
probably taken a day off work, haven't you, already?
Said. Going to watch it tomorrow night with my wife, but the reviews were so harsh.
Yeah, showing that for sure. I'm a big Star Wars buff.
Yeah.
I think you as well. So.
Yeah, I love Star Wars. I'm not as big a buff as Star Wars as you are, but yeah, I do like my Star Wars. And Doom is coming out, obviously. Yeah, on PSVR, Doom 3 on the PSVR, which was came out of nowhere, but absolutely brilliant. Get to use the aim controller again, which would be pretty cool. I don't know, Dale, because having played it on the Quest, the old Dr. Beef's version of
this is gonna be different.
Yeah, this one's this. Yeah. So I don't know whether I'm excited for it or not. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that it's going to grab me. But using the aim controller again could sort of bring me back in. But having played Dr. Beast's version and sort of played through that, it's like, I don't know if I want to play it again. But I suspect when it comes out, I'll be all over it again. I'll be loving it.
2RBA7KNEEDDR.
Scottish? How many codes have you got, Scottish? My God.
Another one.
Yeah. And another game that was shown, which I really am excited for, and I think it looks like, whether it's a timed exclusive or not, is Fracked by End Dreams.
Oh,
that looks absolutely brilliant.
The Scottish Gamer VR.
That was only announced a couple of days ago.
Plenty LOL.
And it. If you're not sure who M Dreams are, M Dreams did Covert Ops. Phantom Covert Ops
Phantom Covert
on the
Ops,
Oculus Quest and Rift.
Also,
You're in a kayak. Basically, it's stealth in a kayak. So you paddle a kayak through a base, and you have to take out enemies with a gun. It's absolutely brilliant. It's really dark, and there are a few puzzles and things. You can either just go through without shooting anybody. There are bonuses for picking out certain targets. Or you can do it like Taz does, where he goes through and absolutely shoots, kills everything, sets off all the alarms.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. But this one, it's cell shaded again, so it looks really good. It looks like a sort of more polished version of a Borderlands or something like that to me. And you're on skis this time, so maybe it's Phantom Ops skis.
And it looks like you do.
Yeah.
It looks like you got a full sort of a movement
Yes,
system
yeah.
with it, which
So
is really
not
good.
only on your ski,
There's
I
video
reckon
on
what
it
you'll
the
be
other
doing is you'll be skiing between levels. So you'll ski to an area
point,
perhaps,
yeah.
and then have to work your way round
Craig Sony's
and shoot,
said,
targets and things like that.
good game, but I can only handle it in
Take-
small
Climbing,
doses.
There was
Yeah.
climbing, there was the
Nice
shooting.
graphics too.
There was everything you want.
Rocket
in it. It's a
Tommy
real action-looking game.
said,
So it's kind of like you've been through some
Fraft looked
Phantom
good.
Covert Ops, like
Exclusive
James
for
Bond type
PlayStation VR.
because Jack Bond had his skis
Yeah.
and things like that. But yeah,
It looks the videos.
One I want to keep an eye
Yeah,
on.
it's definitely for me. It's gone. Like I say, maybe because it was announced the same day as Doom. All of a sudden, my expectations of Doom is something I've played before, and I'm not. I could play it again. But Fract is something completely new. It's new skiing mechanics and things like that coming into it. Guns again, so you'll be going around shooting guns, and it looks a bit arcadey as well. Whereas Phantom Ops is very much about you have to make your way through without getting caught, very slow,
It's
very
more
careful,
roguelike,
very
isn't it?
quiet.
It's like
This looks like more like you would get yourself to an area and then you just create absolute havoc, because I've seen scenery blowing up, bodies going everywhere. It looks really good. I'll be really interested to see some gameplay. They've surely got to do some soon. What else is...
Another one, did you see After the Fall? Did you see the stuff of that? Just watch the trailer for After the I think it's
After
called?
the Fall,
By
yes.
Taznic.
Yeah, that's
It
like...
looks absolutely
Yeah,
fantastic.
that one's been in development for quite a while. But it looks like it's getting
everyone's
close
working
to
on it,
coming
yeah.
out. That's a co-op. And it makes me think of
Ooh,
Left 4
co-op,
Dead.
where-
That's what I'm hoping. Please
Yeah.
please be close to a Left 4 Dead in VR, because I love Left 4 Dead.
The
And I
Scottish
must
Gamer
have played through
VR
it God knows how many times with my
said,
friends. And yeah,
CG9JNCNET7GA.
I'm hoping that, again, this is going to be something like that. It's got a lot of the same sort of,
Okay.
like the large, huge, great boulder dash type beast coming towards you with a great big fist and things like that, similar to some of the and if they got witches and things like that in there, then I would say they've definitely copied Left 4 Dead. But it looks fantastic. Anything in co-op, again, like I say, multiplayer at the moment is absolutely killing it in VR, the games that are coming out. And this one,
Definitely.
After the Fall, does look like it's going to be a brilliant co-op game, because what have we got really? We've got
I think that could be
we've got Arizona Sunshine, haven't we? We've played a bit of Death Horizon, but Death Horizon's very much a little arcadey game. This looks more like it's got more of a story to it, and
graphically it looks that After the Fall, it actually looks. Watch the trailer.
Yeah.
You swear that it was a PS4
Yeah.
game, but it's VR.
well, I wonder
how good
if
it
it's
looks.
going to be enhanced for PS5 or something. Maybe it does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
It
Hope
does
so.
look. It could be that it was just not in-game footage again. That's the story side of it. We don't know. But I'm looking forward to it, because if there's a co-op game with in that sort of shooty universe, then I'll be be really happy to have somebody beside me shooting, enemies coming towards you. You got to hold a point before you move further on and things like that. Well, that was
like your World War
yeah,
II
that
that
was
again.
yeah, that was one of the things about Left 4 Dead, where you had to basically make your way to all these save points, and then you would hear like enemies, and you'd be like, "Oh, I'm not going over there," and you go another way, and then it tripped, and then the horde would come towards you, and you'd have to shoot them.
Oh.
If it's something like that,
Did you see,
it'd be brilliant.
You see, there's a I'm not sure what it's called. I can't remember, but there's a survival game coming. I think it was the PlayStation VR. Was about it the other day. Did you see that one? A VR survival game coming. Sort of like like you got your forest. And all that.
Yes. I've forgotten what that's called. Hell,
I can't think what
Green
it's called.
Hell or something like that. It's called. You basically
No, not that one. No, it was Show. Was it Show something?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to maybe check that out on the next one. But
element,
if they've got games like that that's in co-op where you have to work together to maybe solve a puzzle, work a mystery, hold a door open or something, while somebody else is going through it to do a lock or something, and then you've got like a horde coming towards you, and it's all a bit panicky shooting. Because in Left 4 Dead, when the like the spitters with their tongues used to reel you in, and somebody used to get do you remember those? They used to spit their tongue out and start dragging you in, and your mates were shooting it with a shotgun, trying to shoot the tongue off it and things like that.
Okay, it's not a game.
Left 4 Dead, man. If you have a look on Steam, honestly. I know it's not VR, but it's some of the best experiences. Wow. The first level, you had to basically get to a helicopter to get taken off. I know we're going off on a VR thing here, but this is a typical Valve type thing. And even though the level layout was the same all the time, you would go through it and you would play it differently. And because you play with different people, each person would play a different way. So somebody might be a bit gun-ho and they would go off, and then these creatures would attack him, and you'd see him getting attacked. So you'd go over, clear him out, give him a first aid, and while you're clearing him, then something would come behind you and drag you off, and you'd turn round, and you would have to get to this helicopter. And there were so many times where you've held off the horde, and you're making it, you're running towards the helicopter, and you turn round as you jump on the helicopter, and your mate has just about been dragged back by this creature, and you're like, no, and they're going, go on without me, and the helicopter takes off, and you can just see this horde piling on top of him. That's absolutely fantastic. It's really visceral, and you're like, no, and it would come up at the end with the credits, and it would say like, 2 made it to the end or something like that out of the 4 to the team. It'd be like, oh no, we lost him, we left him behind, or I should have gone back for him. No, you couldn't do it, you had to save yourself. You're putting the mission at risk. It was brilliant, and if they can bring that over in After the Fall, something like that, because every time you play a game,
VR
it was a different experience.
Fantastic show at Taznic at midlife. Have to go, guys. We'll get you all tomorrow
like that,
with the
we've
SoundCloud
not
link,
really
etc.
had in VR yet. We've had co-op shooters. We've not really had the story where you're creating the story as you're going. A lot of what we're playing at the moment is story-led. So you are basically going to a point. You have to do a story. What we want is a bit free for all, where we're creating the story, and I think the only way you're going to get that is by having multiplayer.
All good, Scott.
With just a free, you got to get from A to B. How you get there is up to you. If they could do that in VR, I'd be all over that. I'd love it. I'm Dr. Beef.
Awesome.
I know you probably wouldn't watch this, but please bring us Left 4 Dead. Make that your next mission. I would love to see a Left 4 Dead in VR.
Wow.
I think that would be incredible. The next one is what everybody's talking about. I know they had it on the VR link. Andreas was on there. Fantastic. I've got a lot of time for Andreas. He's a top man.
Afterlife.
Yes. A game that I won't be playing.
I think it looks.
Oh yeah, no, I think it looks amazing. That's why I won't be playing
to
it.
Try and get that myself. So
Yeah.
I'll be showing that if I can get hold of it, guys. So don't worry. It's my kind of game. I love like the gear effects and things like
I
that.
don't.
And I'm really into that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Rocket
I
Tommy
can't do it.
said,
I've still got in the wrapper
Is
Home
Ultra
Sweet
Wings
Home that you
great
gave
on
me.
the
I haven't even
Quest
opened
2?
it.
Yeah, he won it off me.
That's 2 years ago nearly now. I haven't.
Wow. Have you not
No,
even played
it's
it?
not even that. No, it's still got the plastic wrapper on it, mate. I can't even look at the. I can't even look at the box. It scares the crap out of me.
It's awesome, man.
Oh no, I won't. No, I'm not a horror fan. But everybody's saying to me this is more in the atmosphere because in Resident Evil there's obviously a lot of jump scares in that and a lot of you know, the gore and things like that, and you're constantly being attacked. With this, it's very much from what they're saying. It's in your mind. There's things that happen just out of sight on things like that, and you hear and see things. So I might be able to play it. I would love to give it a go because I'm disappointed in myself that I don't like horror games because there's so many horror experiences that a lot of people have said in VR you've got to play this because it's like paranormal activity and things like that, and even like affected the mansion and things like that. I can't even do that. And this one looks. It's a different approach, isn't it? Because you're actually playing somebody that's dead. No spoiler there. I think it's pretty obvious now. We know that that's what's happening, and you take on. You become more of. It seems you become more of a. Gain more spirit powers, so you can start interacting with things. You can walk through walls.
You sort of learn. You're going back over after things that have happened and like that, aren't you? And you're
trying to find out why you died. I think. But they were saying that
when the hands come up behind them.
Yeah, there's spectres and things like that appear and try to kill you. I think I don't know. Well, I can't understand that if you're already dead, how they're trying to kill you. But but you could, and it's like apparently because I can't. This is what I can't understand. Have you not crossed over? Because they're saying that you can walk. There'll be broken glass on the floor, and if you pass over it, it will make a noise, and if there's a spectre or something close, it can attract attention. So there's going to be a lot. Whether there's going to do something with your voice.
Oh, so it must have like
yeah. So I wonder if like your voice and things like that. So if you're breathing or you'd make a noise like that, you'll attract more attention. Because I'd be terrible. I'd just be in the corner doing that. No. Get away from me! I couldn't even. What was that? Here They Lie. I haven't even finished that. I cannot even. You know the big guy with the big eyes and the mouth.
They just come out. They just basically come out of a building or something.
Yeah, I can't even finish Here They Lie. I can't, and that's that's not really a massive horror game. But that big guy with the big fiery head that's constantly chasing you throughout the game. I can't. Well, there'll be on the stream that I did. When he got to me, I was just like that. Look, I wouldn't look at him. I would not look at him. I was like that, and he was like getting closer and closer, and I was like, "No, get away from me, you shit! I hate you. Fuck off, leave me alone." And I'm just like that, and I'm terrible. And that's
just jumping off the subject slightly. I'm just looking at the Quest.
Yeah.
Rocket Tommy is great on the Quest 2. I don't know. I actually played it on the Quest.
What's that? Sorry.
Have you played Ultra Wings?
Ultra Wings? No, I haven't. I've played Ultra Wings on PSVR, but I've not played it on the Quest. I'm afraid. No.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just asking if it was great on Quest 2. I would imagine it is. I'd say it would be a lot more enhanced. And you'd also have a little bit of control, I would think.
Yeah, the controls of it would probably work a lot better, although you were using the analogs, you were using the DualShock anyway. Yeah, so I don't think it would be much different. That came out quite early on, so I wouldn't have thought it'd be any different than the PSVR version. I'm not sure if they would have enhanced the visuals at all. I think it would probably be exactly the same game. I don't remember them talking about any additional sort of DLC for it that wasn't out already on the PSVR. I think it was pretty much a port.
I just saw that question. I thought
so the Wraith.
Well, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream today.
The Wraith is probably one that I won't be playing, but I might give it a go. I might try it and do it for Halloween.
When the release date is?
It's the 20.
Has it been released?
Is that that's about the 22nd, 23rd of April? Yeah,
okay.
so
That before Star Wars,
so it's just before Star Wars, so it's about a month to go. If you want to know more about the game, I was listening to Upload VR, and they're actually doing a month-long stint on it. So if you want to know more about Wraith, they're going into it in great depth. So they're going to be following it up for the next month. I think they're going to be doing like the story on it and the background on it, doing some like live gameplay of it and things going right the way through until the release. So yeah, keep an eye on that because they're going to be doing a bit each week. It deserves a bit of attention. I've got a lot of time. I've got
with the piano.
I've got a lot of time for fast travel games. They do, they've done Apex Construct, which is still one of my favourite games in VR, on either PSVR or the Quest. I'd recommend getting that. Was it Story of the Stolen Pets as well? The Curious Tales of the Stolen Pets. Again, such different games, but absolutely fantastic, both of them. And then they've gone now to this horror genre. And each one they've done, they've excelled on. I think they've been really good. The mechanics on Apex Construct work perfectly. The hand tracking on the Curious Tales of the Stolen Pets is brilliant, and the story so cute. That's a perfect game for anybody that's just getting into VR. And then you've now got like what I would say is the hardcore, this one. And there's going to be some fantastic streams because you can obviously do the live streaming with it, so you can actually so that would be really cool to see.
I've not done that.
That would be really cool to see some the top streamers doing some versions of that. I'll probably enjoy watching it more than I would play it. What else have we got coming out? There is also another sort of horror game called Cosmodread. Don't know much about that.
Yes, Cosmodread.
Yeah. Not sure about.
Don't
know too much about that one. It looks a little bit, isn't it? Isn't it the one that is a little bit futuristic? You're in the spaceship again. And you're in a space station or something, or it's future base or something like that, and you're working through, and it's got puzzles and things, like a bit like an escape room thing. So you're working through. I'm getting mixed up with another one. I'm not quite 100% sure, but it looks intriguing, and it's. I don't know if
that's coming.
That one's coming in the next month, I think, or the end of this month. So that's one that I'll be sort of looking at, but probably not playing as well. So it is time for.
Just touch on another one. We forgot.
What's that?
Probably back in the other section it might have been. But I played a little bit, which I believe is coming to the Quest and that though. Is pick basketball.
Oh yes.
Now we were talking about how immersive the VR is in that. You never think you could play basketball in VR. Now I think this is, like I say, I'm pretty sure this is coming to the Quest.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
and my hands are gone.
Yeah, they've just got. Unfortunately, at the moment, it's in beta or alpha on PC VR. But they definitely it's definitely going to come to the Quest. They've said. So yeah, that's me dribbling with my imaginary ball.
Inside VR.
Yeah. But
said.
The thing is,
it's from the guy that made Dread Halls.
I jumped in.
Oh yeah, thank you.
And I tried it. I jumped into it, and I was one of these. I didn't do tutorial, so I skipped that. So I went straight and I went into the 3 points thing. You basically have to shoot balls into the hoop. You try and get the 3 points, and you actually have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's like 5 different areas you got to stand in, to do it. And I was actually using my one hand and I was actually firing the ball.
Yeah.
And hoop,
So you're using the motions?
Managed to get the odd one.
You're dribbling?
Yeah, using my thing, but you can actually dribble as well. I don't know about the dribbling at that stage, but you can actually use the you can hold the grip button, and then you use your trigger. I think it actually dribbles. It dribbles the ball. It actually dribbles up and down.
So what you're actually bouncing it like that?
Yeah, you physically bounce the ball. So the ball, say this is the ball, and it's bouncing on the ground, and you're walking along as well, and then you can run and jump and dunk.
So it's actually
you can actually dunk.
So it's actually like
ball
so you actually got free locomotion. You can move around the court with
free locomotion.
And while you're moving, you're bouncing the ball. While you're moving, you actually bounce the ball.
Yeah, you're bouncing the ball, and you can cross the ball.
So
you can actually go from hand to hand. You can hold it with two hands, which actually steadies. I didn't know that, but you can hold it two hands and shoot the ball into the hoop.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can pass. You can actually pass the ball. Cause you can actually play multiplayer. It's cross-platform, I believe, as well. And you can actually is it 3-on-3? I think it is, or something. Might be 1-1 as well, but 3-on-3 is a definite in it. I haven't actually had a proper game of it. I've only been playing like the 3 bits and few extra bits and pieces that it's got. But you got like Paris and that. There's different like courts and things.
So it's like street basketball.
It looks real good. You can play basketball. Like a street basketball.
That's quite incredible because you would have thought one of the things with the physics will be getting the rebound of the ball.
You wouldn't think it would
and getting the because doing that, like I'm like joking a bit doing this, but when it comes back, do you get any feedback from?
I think you actually get a vibration.
Yeah. Because that's the thing, isn't it? You can do that, but if you can't feel it, then the sensation of dribbling goes out the window. But if you've got feedback and it's more realistic.
2 days ago I played it. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was, if I'm rightly. But basically you can run and dribble, and then you can actually dunk if you want.
Oh,
you
cool.
can jump and grab the hoop, hold on to the hoop, and dunk.
Oh, cool.
And there's all these different buttons and that, though. But once you get the hang of it, it's awesome. I'd never thought you'd do that. I thought, basketball, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. But it's absolutely fantastic.
Well,
VR,
you've just reminded me of... you've just reminded me of that. I played that hockey game that's on SideQuest. Was it? Yes, And overall, it's good fun, but there's the mechanics of it. The stick... it just didn't feel like it was connected sometimes, and they've done the same with walkabout golf. The way they've done it, no matter how you stand, your hand moves up and down will be the length of the club, and they've done the same here with the hockey stick.
Right.
But one of the there must be something going on in that game, because there must be a trick button or something. Because I came up against a guy on there, and he would just stand still, and the puck would stick to his stick, whatever they call it, and you would come along and you'd be trying to hit it, and it would be like on elastic. You pull it so far away, and it would spring back. But I could never get it to stick. So this guy would just, if you watch the video, you'll just see this guy just walk through. And he had his mate as well, and they were passing to one another, and you couldn't get the puck off them. You couldn't get a puck off them. They absolutely annihilated us. I think me and Neil Mack were in there playing, and we were getting so frustrated because you just couldn't get the puck off them. And they were just like passing it to one another, shooting and scoring. And I thought... Overall, if you've got people all of the same skill level, it's a bit like kids playing football in a playground where the puck goes one end and everybody sprints after it, and you've got a gathering of about 8 people just waving the sticks about trying to get it, and then they hit it, and you all run down the other end, and eventually somebody scores. So when you're doing that, it's quite good fun. But when you get up against guys that obviously have played it for quite a while, there must be some mechanic where you can get the puck to stick to your stick, because I couldn't. And it was almost like he was showing me that there's a bug in the game or something, because he just stood there and was doing that, and I was trying to get the puck off him, and it just wouldn't come away from his stick. Just wouldn't come away, and then he just walked round.
I couldn't even keep it near my
No,
stick.
it just I couldn't.
I could hardly get them.
And then you'd swing at it, and the stick would go straight through it, and then other times, it would hit it. It was very hit and miss. But it's obviously it's at the moment it's just a demo, but it is a multiplayer, and it's free. So go and check it out and have a bit of fun. If you've got a group of friends and you're all, just playing it for the first time, I think you'll have a little bit of fun with it. But I think there are guys on there already
Taznic
you'll come up
VR
against who are
said,
a lot better than I am.
Cosmo Dread is yes.
Yes, Dreadhalls. Yeah, I just read. Yes, there's a guy that did. Yeah, Dreadhalls. It looks like a little bit of a step up from that. Yes, so now we're going to go on to our VR recommendation
of the week.
Hey, so I'm going to start with Bubble, because Bubble kindly was going to join us today. And Bubble, I know you were in the chat a bit earlier on. I do hope that you managed to sort your PC out, mate. He was going to join us for today, but unfortunately things went a bit pear-shaped. I'm going to do a trailer for Hyperdash now, because this would be Bubble's Game of the Week.
Welcome to Hyperdash. Prepare to start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take speed. Take speed.
I got my arse kicked in that game. Yeah. There's a lot of skillful players on that already. It is amazing. Visually, it's it's a lot more detailed than I remember. So yeah, that's Hyperdash. This is Bubble's recommendation of the week. Have you played it, Taz? Have you not got it yet? Or I know you.
I played it originally when I first had it. When I had it on the side quest that came out on.
Yes. And there's still a demo. If you want to check it out, guys, there's still a demo on SideQuest that you can get for free to try out. I think it's got 2 or 3 game mode.
Oh, is it still working? Is the demo still
I think
working?
so. Yeah, it had like a couple of levels and a couple of modes in there. But I got it. I was really looking forward to this. And basically, because I wasn't too bad in the demo, I was quite good at it, because it doesn't feel in the original, it didn't feel as fast paced as a lot of other shooters out there. Basically, because you've got again a bit like Crashland, you've got your teleportation you can only use for a certain period of time, and then it needs to build up its energy again. So you can only teleport, at certain moments. But you've got grind rails through some of the arenas, so you can jump on it and you'll grind along the arena, and you can sort of teleport along those to speed up. It's twin, so you've got twin guns, so you're using both hands, dual wielding. That would be the technical term, I think, dual wielding. I'm not very.
How many players are in the multiplayer?
Yeah, I'm not very good though. My coordination is crap, and the guys that have been playing it constantly. I can't remember Alexio, I think his name is like the top one, and I unfortunately jumped in the game against him. And he was just like spawn, die, spawn, die, spawn, die. But what I like about it is all the different gaming modes you got. They mix that up. So you've got a capture the flag, which is these turrets, these 3 turrets, which are spread out across the arena. And just over the course of a battle might be 15 minutes. You're just constantly trying. The idea is you've got to turn all 3 of those your colour. You're either red or blue, and you've got to take control of those. And the way to do it is to coordinate with your teammates, and so that you try and hold one while they go to the next one and try to keep back, because
Right. So can you actually, if you've taken one, can you actually lose
yes,
it?
yeah,
I don't know,
yeah,
I'm
you take
not
it,
interested.
and if you just
lose
walk off
it
and leave it, the opposition can go round the back somewhere, sneaky, and then you're just here.
Right.
Red has
Sneaky.
taken Area A, and you're like, hello, who's
right,
looking
yeah,
after
yeah,
that?
I
And you
thought that
turn
could be
round
the
and he's
case.
beside you. You're
Right.
like, I thought you were looking after that. No, I'm over here. And you go back, and they might have gone off again. So you'll run back there, hit it. Then they've gone to B. So you're just constantly going round trying to take over these. My favourite one.
So how many players top can you get? Is it 8 versus
I think
8?
it's 8
What's
versus
the
8.
player
Yeah,
base?
I'm pretty sure it's about 8, 7
Right.
or 8 aside. Yeah. So it's they will use AI as well. So even if you've not got a full lobby, there'll be bots in there as well to make up the numbers. Which is like, you think you're doing well until you realise it's called Bot 7 or something like that, and you killed him 4 times. Yeah. But at least you get some kills. And my favourite mode, I have to say, is payload. And you've got a central track that goes through the arena, and that's a bit like Solaris. If you're all on the trailer, it moves quicker. But obviously you're an easy target then, because then the enemy can see you, and so they're trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you all die or you come off that, there's no one sitting on it, it stops moving. So you've got a limited time to get to the checkpoint at the end. So what you do is one person will always try and stay on it. The other 2 or 3 or however many it is, will go off around the arena and try and sort of hold points for you to get to. And if what you find is a lot of people will just shoot off and go too far forward, and they're just constantly getting killed, like myself, and you're too far away, and then because you've gone too far, you will spawn back at the beginning again, so it takes you a long time to get back to where you are. And then there'll be checkpoints along the way that you'll get to, and they become your spawn point. So you're moving closer and closer to the finish. But obviously, the closer you get to the finish, when you shoot the enemy, they die. They can get to you a lot quicker, and it's absolute chaos. I mean, that's the gameplay to me. There was like one tower, like a command point or something like that, is again you've got the tower and it'll be one in an arena and everybody's circling around it, they're going above you and shooting. So you got and all the different weapons, and it's knowing what weapons are the most powerful, because you got things like shotguns which are short range, then you've got it's almost like so you can have different weapons in each hand. So you can have a combination of like a shotgun in one hand. You can have it's almost like a sniper pistol that works from a distance with a target on it. So, but obviously, unless you get a headshot, you don't do much damage. It's a lot faster than I remember. When I played it originally, it felt quite slow. But now the speed it's chaos. They're coming at you from all directions and things like that. It's really good. It's a strong competitor, and like I say earlier on, it was a shame because Population 1, it was like almost Population 1 were like, oh, Hyperdash is coming out this day, let's do our update, and then everybody was on Population 1.
I see.
And yeah, and I think it took a little bit away from Hyperdash, and Hyperdash needs a little bit of love and attention, really. What did Bubble actually gave me a little bit of a spiel about it as to why, because he quite liked it, and he said, Bubble says,
we'll read it out
Bubble
for him.
says, I would say my recommendations is Hyperdash. The gameplay is unique from all the shooters I've played, which is all Pavlov, Contractors, Beta, Onward, Population 1, etc. And this is unique because the graphics and the maps look unique. As in, I think the futuristic pitch of them, the different levels you've got of them, it's sort of industrial futuristic, I would say, but the fact that you've got the grinding in there, that's the thing that adds to the dimension.
Yeah, that makes
and you,
really makes
some
it
of
more
them,
the best.
you know, the ones that capture the tower type ones, over a large expanse of water, so you have to, so you'll have like 3 grind rails going across because you can't fly, you can't really jump, so you can teleport, but only to a certain distance, and then your teleport runs out. So you'll have 3 grind rails, and you'll all be going across at different. So you have some coming towards you, and they'll be shooting you. You have some above you, and things like that, and it mixes it up. It makes it really interesting. So he says the maps look unique. The locomotion is pretty slow since dashing and boosting uses energy, but I have to say it recharges really very quickly. People are very clever already with it, and that's probably the ones that've been playing it since it's been out on the beta, because they seem to know. They don't look to me like they're slowing down at all. They look like they're constantly moving around. He also says that the guns are great, but don't really have a variety since they are all the dual wielding pistols. They just shoot differently. So yeah, I found the dual wielding. I think I'm so used to having rifles where you use 2 guns and things like that. Even on Population 1, I will use both hands on the gun, so it cuts down on the recoil and things. So I think that's what he's finding difficult as well. I find it difficult to aim. One gun is a bit of a waste of time for me. So shoot differently. The game modes are not the most unique, but are always intense and really fast paced, and the community on the whole is good. Yeah, so yeah, I think Bubble's been enjoying it, but I think a bit like me, it will be a little bit overwhelming. In that way, it is very similar, I would say, to Solaris, because Solaris now, when I was playing it early on, I was quite competitive, and then obviously you get involved with, you don't get as much time as you like. When there's so many games out you want to try, you can't devote your time. It's a bit like Echo VR as well. I loved that, but I was never any good at it, and unless you just constantly playing the same game, I think you can't get good at them. And this is another one of those, I think. You need to play it a lot to master it, I think. But you'll still have fun because there's a lot of people on there that are the same level as me, and those if you can get in a game where it's nice and even, it doesn't seem like it's balanced in any way. I don't think people from the same level. It doesn't seem to.
So can we squad up?
Yeah.
Will they allow you to squad up?
I'm not sure if you can squad up.
Can we get in as a
I don't know if you can squad up.
Or is it just jump in?
At the moment, I don't think you can. I'll have to check that out. I don't think you can, because when I was doing my live stream, people were trying to find me, and they couldn't find the rooms I was in, because I'd just joined games. I can't remember seeing in. I'll have to have a look. So I can't remember if you can set up a private room or anything like that at the moment. But which is a shame, because obviously one of the things again is with Population 1 you can squad up. Now in Solaris you can squad up, but originally it didn't, and I think this one needs it as well, because if you can have a group of friends all work together, then that would be good fun. And if you could have like 2 squads of friends going against one another where the balance is equal, then I think it'd be fair. Because unfortunately I didn't end up on Alexio's team once, so all I kept seeing, I even came up against Steve Knows, and he was killing me. So yeah, good old Steve Knows.
Hey, so just going through the chat, midlife, because we're about now though, but someone was just saying if they're still in the chat, and if they could clarify a bit better, something about they reckon the music needs to be more bombastic. What
here?
You understand that? I think they mean for the stream. Yeah, for the stream.
But, do they mean what's happening in the background? Because there's music going in the background.
Not sure, I think so.
This the music's in game.
Work out where that came
the music's in game. If you're on about the music that you can hear underneath our chat, that is that's the music from this game. Excuse me. It's not something I've put in myself. That's the actual music from Sweet Escape. So we'll be playing it shortly, doing a little bit of gameplay. Hopefully, all going well.
Yeah, it's definitely the game.
That's the.
But I just trying to work out what
I think he must mean the background music. Yeah, that's in game. So you will see in a little while what we're going to be getting up to. So is there any more questions in there, Taz? Who we got in the stream?
I'm just going through. Oh, look at Tommy. It was. He says. It was back at 11:06.
Right.
He said, intro is great. Maybe do something about the sound. Make it a little more bombastic.
Oh, right. Right. So he doesn't like our right, ban him. Block him. I'm not having you complain about our music, our intro music.
We keep our viewers happy,
keep our viewers happy.
But any feedback's handy to know though, because we have had issues.
If you just knew what the troubles we have doing the stream, but hey, we're here now and it's all good. So
it seems to be working.
So any other questions, Taz, or is that who we got? Who we got there?
The last thing was just about the cosmetic things.
Who we got in the chat?
Well, we've got 4 people watching. By the looks.
I heard Scottish. I heard Craig in there. Martin from Inside VR.
Craig was there, yep.
It's all good.
Yeah. Thanks for Craig Sonis to watching. Look at Tommy Inside VR. Scottish Gamer was watching.
Excellent. Bubble.
Craig Sonis did. Yeah, Bubble was watching as well. I think that might be that key. I think that was it.
And so, I'm going to go on to my sort of VR recommendation of the week, which is Farpoint. Basically, it's I know it's not on the Quest, but it's on the PSVR, and it was the game that made me get the aim controller. And I must have played through the intro movie probably a dozen times on the first day and never get past that, because I just thought it was absolutely incredible. The story of it grabbed me. The visuals of coming in towards the space station, and then being I don't know. Most people must have played it now. I'm surprised it hasn't come to the Quest. I know it's an exclusive for PSVR.
It's the game for the month anyway.
That's why I really was going to say it's if you've got a PSVR, dust it down. If you got an aim controller, dust it down, because it's still brilliant, and it's got co-op in it as well. So you can play through the whole
and multiplayer.
The whole story in co-op. It's brilliant. It's oh no, battery's going. No. Oh, I can't believe it. My headset's gone. Oh, what? Oh no. And it's plugged in. Sorry, everyone. Oh no. No. I don't believe it.